everyone. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I like to focus on everyday practical things that are worth your money. They tend to lead a little more on the budget side, but not always. I mean, I love my Amazon, I love my Walmart, but I love Nordstrom, I love Athleta, I love different price points. Occasionally, I will veer to the luxury side. I have a decent collection of luxury handbags, luxury shoes, a little bit of luxury beauty, and most of the time, I really am pleased with what I've chosen. But today, we are going to talk about 7 luxury products that I regret buying and what I should have bought instead. And I have them in beauty, I have some handbags, I have some shoes, and a special item that does not fall into any of those categories. But let's start with beauty. Regret number 1. I wanted this for years. I so wanted this to be amazing. I will link to the video where I used it. It is the La Prairie Skin Caviar Concealer and Foundation. It is $255. I wear it in the shade Creme Peche. And before we go any further, do make sure you check the description box. I have all the things listed, links if you want to explore them, shades, etc. Okay, so why don't I like this? I like the concept. First of all, it has a concealer in the cap, which is great. If it actually concealed, which it does not. It is too heavy for under the eye. It does nothing to cover any kind of imperfections on the skin. So that's a wash. The foundation is beautiful on camera. In real life, it's a little cakey, it's a little heavy. This doesn't last particularly long. It is not a long wear foundation. So this is great if you're a YouTuber and you only have to be on camera for like maybe half an hour to an hour at a time. You're good to go. But this doesn't really fit my lifestyle, and so I just never reach for it. So that's $255 down the drain. What I should have bought instead is something I've bought 3 times and I'm about to buy a 4th time. It's the La Mer Soft Fluid Long Wear Foundation. I wear it in the shade Ivory, yes, shade 120. This is the foundation that every woman over 45, if it fits in your budget, it is a major splurge, should give a try. It is magic in a bottle. It makes your skin look flawless, but still like skin. You can get right up close and it doesn't look like you're wearing heavy pancake makeup, but it evens out your complexion. I am not wearing it right now, but I've worn it in many videos. I'll link to a few where you can see it. It lasts all day long, and the most amazing part is while it looks good when you first put it on in the morning, as the day goes on, it looks even better. It's like it melts and melds into your skin, and it's just perfection. So this is what I recommend. If the $135 price tag is terrifying to you, go get a sample somewhere and give it a try first. Next, beauty regret. While I love the La Mer foundation, the concealer, not so much. It's just nothing special. It's a stick foundation. I have mine, I don't know what shade it is. I'll list it below. The label's been worn off, but it's okay. I find it to be a little bit dry. It doesn't blend as nicely as I would like. It doesn't give as much coverage as I would like. And for this price tag, it better be magic in a tube. What I should have bought, and what I have bought, and I bought it 3 times as well. 1 in my summer shade, 2 in my everyday shade, which I am doing right now. It's the Clé de Peau Beauty Concealer. It has broad spectrum SPF 25, which is nice because this one is creamy enough to swipe under your eyes and pat in, and that extra SPF coverage is fantastic. It also blends seamlessly into your skin to cover any blemishes or imperfections. If you're kind of a low maintenance person and you don't want an all over foundation look, swipe this where you need it, blend it in, it'll last all day, and it gives you that added SPF. Of course, do not rely on your makeup for SPF. You should apply a full layer of dedicated sunscreen first and then go on to your makeup, but that's a whole other video topic. This one is worth the price tag. It is still, I think it's $75. It's a bit of a splurge, but the bonus is a little goes a long way, and this will last you at least a full year, if not longer. Mine usually lasts closer to 2 years. Moving on to handbags. I've talked about this one before, but I want to talk about specifically why I regret it. So I'm talking about this poor, sad, deflated Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in the Damier Azur print. The print, I don't regret. I love this. It's the only one I have in this color, which is probably why I've held on to it. This is the original Speedy. This is not the new and improved version, so my criticisms only really apply to this bag. When I bought this bag, this was definitely something that YouTube made me buy, without me really thinking about, does this fit my lifestyle? Does this fit my needs and my preferences in a handbag? And the answer is, no, Marnie, it does not. I am not the kind of girl who walks around with a handbag in the crook of her elbow. I think that looks ridiculous. I think it is as cringy as seeing the girls walk around with a blazer draped over their shoulders or a jacket. Like, just put on the jacket, like put your arms in it. Like, no. Same with this. Like, yes, I can carry it by the top handle, but I like having my hands free. I'm a crossbody girl, or a shoulder strap at the very least. And this version does not do it for me. The other problem is it's a big open hole. And yes, I know I could buy an organizer for it, but at this price point, should I have to buy things to make it usable? Shouldn't it just be good from the go outcome? I like to just fill this with random stuff, and then I can't find things. Like my wallet as I'm paying, and I have that moment of panic where I'm like, oh my gosh, did I leave my wallet at home? No, it's just lost in the hole that is this bag. So I'm not getting rid of it. I do still carry it from time to time, but I do regret purchasing this. What I should have bought was, I can't remember now, that bag is almost 10 years old. Whatever was in style back then in that canvas print, but in a shoulder bag or crossbody bag option. If I were buying right now, if I could get the Pochette Matisse or the multi-pochette in the Damier Azur, I would snatch that up. My fourth purchase that I regret, again with caveats, is the YSL Mini Lou camera bag. I bought this for a specific purpose and it didn't fit that purpose. I still think it's a beautiful bag. I still carry the bag. I still kind of regret that I can't use it for its intended purpose. Basically, I bought this bag with the intention of using it as my on-ship bag during a cruise. I like to have my stuff with me, but when you're walking around on a cruise ship, you don't need a big tote bag or a satchel. You just need a few essentials with you. And I wanted something pretty and also something that would go with all my summery, light colored clothing at the time, but was nice enough to also wear to the formal dinners and things like that. So this is the bag I chose, but the reason why I regret this purchase is I bought it because it has an outer pocket that I thought would be great. I could have my iPhone in there, it's easy access. I was vlogging the trip, so I was gonna be filming it on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I think you know where this is going. Here's the 13 Pro Max. On the trip, it lived inside because it doesn't fit in this slot. So it's not the end of the world, but it takes up a lot of space already, especially with a loopy case. And then you throw your sunglasses in there, your hand sanitizer, your lipstick, blah, blah, blah. Suddenly you've filled it up. So I still think it's a beautiful bag. It functions well. I've taken it to concerts and things like that. I love I can't pronounce this. It's like a pebbled leather. It looks like it says Creme de Poudre, but I can't speak French, so I know I butchered that first word. It's beautiful. I just wish I could fit my freaking phone in there, and I'm not getting rid of the iPhone 13 Pro Max, so it's gonna live in here. It's not the end of the world. It's just one of those things. What I should have bought instead, probably, if I was gonna stay in the YSL line, just the full-size Lou camera bag. I haven't seen it in that leather though. It's all, I think, calfskin, which is a lot softer. It's not as elegant with the gold hardware that the Mini Lou has, and it doesn't have an outer slot, so I really don't have an alternative. I would love to hear from you. What bag do you know of that's a luxury handbag, doesn't have to be YSL, that is about this size and has the outer? Let me know, because I don't mind having the phone inside, but I will say that the zipper is not the smoothest. That may get better with time, but I was constantly in and out of this bag reaching for my phone, and I hated that I was constantly tugging on it. So I'd love to hear your suggestions. The next regret is, again, I have to say, I will admit, as an influencer, I can be influenced too, and not always in a good way. I bought this next regret because I wanted a nicer bag that could fit all the things I needed for a conference I was going to. The conference I'm talking about used to be called RS the Con, now they're calling it LTK Con, LTK the Con. I don't know. I'm going again next month in September, so follow along for all of the fun that entails. And I wanted like a nice bag to basically fit in with all the other girls. I could have brought one of my many Gigi New York bags, but no, I was like, no, I needed like a nice bag. But at the time, I really wanted a YSL like Nikki bag, which I now own. But that was a little out of the budget for then, so I picked up this which isn't exactly budget friendly, but at the time I think was $498. Now it's basically it was $500. Now I think they're $600. This is the Tory Burch Fleming convertible bag. I bought it in this light pink, which is part of the problem. It's a very light pink. It can get stained very easily. This was not the pink I wanted. The actual pink I wanted was the YSL hot pink. Mulberry also has a very bright hot pink. In fact, I know I really wanted it because when I picked the spring colors for the GG New York Marnie satchel, that was one of the colors. There's nothing specifically wrong with this bag. It's too pale for me. It has some great features. I would definitely recommend getting this bag in another color. I don't even think they carry this anymore. It has a really nice big pocket on the outside. You could fit your iPhone and then some. And it has a magnetic closure, so everything is secure. It has the adjustable straps, so you can wear them over your shoulder or pull it so you can wear a crossbody. And the inside has all the things you could possibly, it's a nice big inner pocket. It has couple flat pockets on the front here and a big zip pocket in the back. It's a great bag. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have no desire to reach for it at this time. If you're keeping track, we're on to number 6, and it is a pair of shoes. So I needed a pair of nude pumps. I think every woman should have a pair of nude pumps. Did it need to be Christian Louboutin? No, it did not, but that is what I did. I bought the Christian Louboutin Pigalle 100 nude leather pumps, and let me tell you something. They may look very elegant and pretty, and that red bottom, I mean, I've worn them, but oh my gosh, these are like medieval torture devices. You know those old school torture devices from the Inquisition where it was like shaped like a knight and it opened up and it had spikes in it? That's what I feel like when I put these shoes on. Why do I keep putting them on? Because I spent a small fortune on these and I'm gonna make these work for me, damn it. But I no longer reach for these. What I should have bought, but I didn't know they existed at the time, what I have since then bought and love is a brand called Sarah Flint. And I should have bought these in the higher heel, to be fair, and I probably will order another pair. These are very similar. These are the perfect pump, and I think they are the 80 or 85 millimeters, so they're a little bit shorter. Let me hold up the Pigalles. But where the Pigalles feel like death on your feet, these are comfortable. They have padded insole. They have steel rods in the heel to give extra support. There's extra support in the toe box. It's just, these do not hurt. I could walk around all day in these. I have. And they come, like I said, in the shorter length. They come in the higher length. They come in all kinds of colors. I actually have a discount code for $50 off. I will admit that does not move the needle that much. They're still, they're not Christian Louboutin expensive, but they're expensive. But hey, $50 I guess helps. So I love the Sarah Flint shoes so much, I've actually got a second pair that you will see probably worn more next month, so follow along for that adventure. The last thing, and I consider this a luxury item, that I regret purchasing, probably won't come as a total shock to those of you watching, but that have watched me for a while, but doesn't fall into any of the previous categories, is the Tesla Model Y Performance Trim. I don't hate the car, but I definitely don't love the car. And every time I get in the car, there's something about it that annoys or frustrates me. I did a whole story time about how it just died, clunk, and all the things that went wrong with it, and the terrible customer service. I've had it almost a full year, not quite, September will be a year. I still have range anxiety, it's even worse now. Yes, there's some fun gadgets, and the 0 to 60 experience at the stoplight, that part is fun. Driving past a gas station, that's nice too, especially these days. But there's so many other things that are wrong with this car. If I had to do it all over again, when I do it all over again, I'm leaning towards the Lexus, I believe it's the NX450H plug-in option. Basically, my next car will be a hybrid. So I like the idea of not spending that much on gas. I like the idea of having the option of the hybrid to kind of offset it. But I also like having the idea that I can rely on my gas-powered vehicle if I need to leave when I want to leave and not worry that the thing is just going to drain, because it's an issue. The exact model, I'm not sure. I like the sportiness of the NX. It doesn't have as many bells and whistles as their larger models, but I want a sporty car, so you kind of have to weigh that. So I will look at other car manufacturers as well. And I go into the whole thing about why I really hate my Tesla in my storytime video. I'll link it below as well. That was a big regret. If any of you have really awesome hybrids that you love that can fit a Weimaraner in the back, let me know. Now on to something I used to regret, and as I was getting ready for this video, I was like, I think I want to start carrying her again. I don't even know the name of this. I looked and looked, and it's not on the website anymore. This is from the luxury brand Mulberry. It's a beautiful leather brand based in the UK. They make just the most exquisite bags. I think my husband bought this for me when he was out of town somewhere. I think he was in San Francisco and he saw the Mulberry store. And I carried it for a while, and then I didn't love it because, well, I'll tell you what I do love. I love this braided strap. I think it's stunning. I love that it also has the longer strap, which now bag straps have come into vogue, so I would take this off and possibly get a wider one. I didn't love that the inside doesn't have a zipper, which is it's just pretty much an open pouch. There's a little latch here to hold it kind of more shut, but now that I don't have young kids and I'm not worried about people grabbing onto it, I don't think that worries me as much, and it's beautiful. The more I look at it and the workmanship, I think this would make a beautiful fall bag. I love this color. I'm glad I didn't get rid of it because while I regretted it for a while, it now actually fits my lifestyle, and it's a great bag. And that brings me to why I haven't gotten rid of any of the stuff that I've regretted. I budgeted for it. I had room in my budget. It wasn't a hardship for me to buy any of these things. I didn't have to give up anything to get them. So in my brain, once the money is spent, it's spent, and I'm going to hold on to them. I still think they're all very beautiful, even just looking at them. And times change, and tastes change, and situations change. Like the Mulberry bag that shall remain nameless because I don't remember what it's called. I'm glad I still have it because now I'm going to carry it again. So they're all going to still live in my closet and hopefully one day have a life outside of it. Well, those are my 7 luxury regrets. Let me know in the comments below if you have any and give me some advice on some of those things that I'm looking for. Can't wait to read your comments. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.